What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther back on video, and today's video is actually another Star Wars related video. I know I wanted to just kind of show off my, Dragon Ball Z type mask, kind of want to show off a little bit. So, this comes from Entertainment Weekly, right? I haven't done a Star Wars related video in like months. Yeah, I haven't done one in like months because I was like, man, there's no Star Wars news. You feel me? But this is kind of Star Wars related, and I think you guys would kind of care or not care. I have some people that are Star Wars fans, some of them really just, because right now Star Wars is pretty dead, but at least you have something relevant in Star Wars, Disney Star Wars wise, right? So this comes from Entertainment Weekly. It says Daisy Ridley says she wasn't getting much work right after finishing Star Wars. Nothing was coming through the actress, first couple months after the Rise of Skywalker hit. One presumed that Daisy Ridley faced a global billion-dollar franchise, would be swimming in a job offer following the compilation of the Star Wars Disney trilogy. Also, it was before the pandemic, blah, blah, blah. In a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly about her role in the Time Loop video game, 12 Minutes, Ridley looks back on her mindset after wrapping the cinema up. And I guess this is what she says, right? It was so sad to finish Star Wars, she says over Zoom from London. When the film was released, I was like, oh my god, it was such a huge chapter. Rarely the past few months of not having much. Obviously now it's really nice to be working, but not having much at the time. I feel like I processed the last 5 years to be forced to slow down. It was good mentally for me because Star Wars was a big thing in my life. Rarely at the beginning of the year, nothing was coming through. She continues, I was like, oh, no one wants to employ me. Ridley later remarks how there were actually loads of things that I auditioned for, but at the beginning of the year I didn't get them. I had that moment, oh my god, then just thought everything is time, she says. By the end of February, early March, things started to pick up. It was around that time she got a call for 12 Minutes. Ridley voices a woman living with her husband who's stuck in a time loop in the Xbox PC game 12 Minutes, published by video game division with both characters and wife and all this other stuff. And pretty much it talks about other stuff, how she, Jurassic World and all this other stuff and blah 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 blah. And there's one thing that I'm gonna do that's super fucking dark, and talks about other stuff as well. But again, I just want to give you my thoughts about it because I know a lot of YouTubers are kind of talking about this. It shows you that, again, I don't think I don't know, it's a little different for me, but I feel like I don't think Daisy Ridley is like a bad person. She seems like a cool chick if you're with her probably behind the scenes. Again, I don't know her personally, but like it seems like she's not like a snob like a Brie Larson or a Natalie Portman just running her mouth or Tessa Thompson just running around saying a bunch of dumb shit, blah blah. It seems like, in my personal opinion, like Daisy Ridley, I don't think she's a bad actress or whatever. I just think she was given nothing to work with, and the role and the character that she played, she really pissed off a lot of people. I mean, not her particularly, but the character that Disney and Lucasfilm and were trying to do is like, you're trying to appeal to these SJW woke Twitter people, the Me Too movement, trying to push an identity, politics, social justice warrior agenda. And the problem is, like, The Force Awakens, they set her up kind of interesting. Then The Last Jedi, you just completely divided the fan base. And in The Rise of Skywalker, you could tell, right? And people's like, oh, it made a bunch of money, stuff like that. Listen, you don't understand how this works. Force Awakens made $2 billion. Last Jedi made 1.3. Rise of Skywalker barely hit $1 billion. You don't understand. The movies made money. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say the movies didn't make money. The problem is those movies underperformed and they weren't received very, very well. So with Rise of Skywalker, what they were really trying to do, were trying to appeal, to the Me Too movement, feminism, and all the people burning and rioting right now, the extreme radical left and all those other stuff, right? Also, another thing as well, the main problem with it is that they were trying to appeal to everybody, right? So the people who didn't like The Last Jedi or just done with Star Wars, they're trying to make them happy, and they're trying to appeal to the people who like The Last Jedi as well. So when you really try to make everybody happy, you end up making nobody happy, you feel me? And Daisy Ridley, she had to be the punching bag of all that stuff. And the problem is, even though the movie made $1 billion, it just wasn't received very well, and also there's a lot of backlash with the Star Wars fans from The Last Jedi haters and critics who love The Last Jedi. It retcons everything that happens, and also it pisses off the hardcore fans because pretty much what happens in The Rise of Skywalker, it's been freaking 8 freaking months. You guys freaking know at this point, right? You understand. Her character, she for pretty much for 42 years, from the video games to comic books, video games, movies, TV shows, they pretty much retconned episodes 1 through pretty much all the episodes, and destroyed Palpatine pretty much to make a white feminist political statement, showing that all this other bullshit I was building up is that the whole purpose was that she was the Sith, and she destroys the Sith, and destroys Palpatine, kind of like how Return of the Jedi, how it was Anakin who destroys the Sith and balances the Force. They have her, no, Rey destroys the Sith and feminism, and she balances the Force and saves the galaxy, all that bullshit. And that was horrible as hell, because it's like everything we read and watched, everything was just completely pointless. And that's not even the worst part as well. The Carrie Fisher thing, they did her dirty. Mark Hamill, they did him dirty. Harrison Ford, everybody, they pretty much did dirty, right? Also, the main thing with the movie was that, with the Rise of Skywalker, you kill off all the Skywalkers and give her the name and call her the Skywalker. So she's a Sith, and she's a Skywalker, and she's the last Jedi. And they're like, no, we're done. Here you go. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, you really just gave the hardcore fans a middle finger. You feel me? So it is what it is. I do feel bad for Daisy Ridley. It just shows you that I feel like a lot of Hollywood studios or movie roles or production companies, I think they saw a lot of backlash when it came to the Star Wars fans and the movie critics and people in general. To me, that movie hurt her career long term. Like, she made a lot of money up front, but it's long term is going to hurt her career. Like, I think people will probably hire her for, like, a voice acting thing, but when it comes to, like, being in a big budget, like, type franchise, I think she kind of shot herself in the foot. You feel me? It's not her particularly, but I just think Disney, Lucasfilm, Star Wars, they really shot herself in the foot. Now, I think people like John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, and some of the other actors, I think they'll be pretty okay. You feel me? Daisy Ridley, I think she was the face of the franchise, and I just think going forward, they just don't want it. People, or not even people, I think corporations or Hollywood studios and movies just don't want to deal with that type of malice and backlash from the Star Wars fans, and just don't want to deal with that type of energy when it comes to making movies or TV shows and stuff like that. That's just my personal opinion. So again, tell me what you guys think about this. Do you guys think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? I don't think this is it could hurt her long term. Hopefully she gets some work. Also, right now with movies in Hollywood might not even be the same. They might not be able to do a $200, $300 million movie budget. And if they do, they might have to use streaming, kind of like what Mulan's doing. So again, we'll see what happens. Tell me what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace, and have a great day, and take care.